see him. He's sitting back there behind the camera. Yeah. And he's talking to you. That's how I'll probably end up doing it. I'll probably be sitting back behind the camera and talking.
Man, so it's taken like forever. I've probably been trying to do it like
years.
And it's like every time I get to a place where I think it's like I'm ready and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
There's something like something I realize, something I you know, there's always like just another hiccup. This last time, the biggest hiccup has just been finding guests, you know.
Yeah.
Like, man, like it's a lot of people that talk tough on Facebook, but
of course, but then you get them in person, you know. You know, of course.
So
you know.
So I try to build this, man, just to give people like a, hey man,
platform.
Yeah, hey, come off the post, man. Come off the post and sit in the seat. Let's talk about it. You know.
But then they probably come into your field now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not really, cause you know,
because when they on Facebook doing their own thing, they in they room and they spot, they in control. When they come out here, you know, you may have some questions lined up for them that they just might not be ready for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you know, you may hit them with something they wasn't prepared for.
Yeah, and I started realizing that. I was like, man, of course, because when you write a post, man, you can sit there and write, edit.
Yeah.
You know, you can go reference something, real quick.
All that good shit.
And make it look perfect.
All that good shit.
When you on the spot and like in person.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to be ready. You got to be on the spot, man. Come quick with it. I think that's that was the biggest reason why I was like, Darnell would be perfect.
I want to check it out.
And I said it because I was like, man, we've had, and I don't think we ever really get a chance to finish. We never finish.
No, we never finish.
Because
open-ended, baby. They be open-ended, you know. They give us something to chew on in the car. We be like, man, this, you know what I'm saying? It don't be over with, but that's good, you know.
There was one I remember. We were at Illusions.
Okay, yeah.
And we were talking about the military thing. And I think you asked me the question, you was like, you said, have you ever like experienced racism in the military?
For sure, you know.
And I remember that.
That's the time I'm on.
We never got a chance to finish it because that was like one of those times, man, when somebody was clicking off on me, you know.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, because the lady was up at that. Yeah, she didn't she?
Hey, man.
I don't know what was up with her. She's zoned in. She liked you, I think, or something.
Nah, man.
Something.
What was going? It was. I don't even
talking
know.
about something.
We were talking about.
I just remember her coming out of nowhere. She was sitting back. Then she sat up. She was like, "Well, I want to know what are you doing?"
You're talking about the lady that was sitting there with she was sitting there with the wings, bruh. I was up there talking. She put the wing down, and she was like, "Hey man," she directed all energy and all attention.
That's what I said. I thought she liked you or something. That might be her way of flirting or something, you know. She's like, "I like this nigga. Let me battle him. See if he can win. If he win, he got it."
You remember the one before that? Was that girl? It was that lady. She was talking about she had to send her ex money for food.
Wow, I do remember something about that. Yeah, so I do remember the lady.
So then she came over and sat by us.
Okay, I think I remember that. I remember the lady for food.
She was asking us like all our relationship status or whatever.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Man, you said something, you know what I'm saying? You said something, Vaughn said something, I said something.
You said something, goddamn.
She questioned my whole faith.
Your whole everything, you know?
You need to know Jesus or something like that, man. I was like, hey, man, I was looking for y'all to help, man.
I don't remember what she said, but I know it was crazy. We did have some conversations at Illusions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had some good stuff going on up there.
And I love that, man, because I think that's the whole purpose of like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to have something, man. Trying to have something and like take a look at a lot of those conversations.
Yeah,
because
man.
like the ones we have, man, it covers. There's a lot of ground that covered that we like kind of can chisel back and try to find like.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot to, like they say, to unpack. Yeah, because like you said, we didn't went all over the place, from this to that, to kids, to marriage, to the military, to racism, to, you know what I mean? We was all over the place. So, you know, you could take either one of those topics and do a deep dive.
Yeah.
You know
I was mad when she interrupted. That
the military.
The military one, man. She interrupted that one, and it was good because
She interrupted, but I don't remember everything, but I thought you bagged off of it too, though. I thought
bagged off of what
the conversation. I thought you might have been like,
man, come on.
no, I'm saying I thought you might have been like, I think you might have said something like, no, I think you might have hit me with. You said something to. I think I don't remember, but I thought you said something like, nah, I ain't never dealt with none of that.
So remember, this is what we said. This is where we were at.
Okay.
So you asked and I said, because you wanted an answer. You wanted a yes or no.
That's what it was. You wouldn't.
And
you know what I mean?
I said.
I'm like, we got to close it out.
So
you know what I'm
said,
saying? Give me some.
By your definition of racism, yes, maybe I've experienced
it. That's
it.
what it was.
Maybe I've experienced it by your definition of racism. Me, I was like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it wasn't something like, yeah, exactly. Some crazy shit like that. Yeah, that's what it was. That's why I said I knew it was something to the conversation because I was looking for an answer from you. Because I wanted to know your perspective as a young, as a younger black man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to know your perspective, especially in today's climate. I wanted to know what you thought. So when you said, no, like you said, when you said, no, I haven't. I knew, even though I haven't never stepped a foot in the military, I just knew that was some bullshit. I said, he's dealt with some racism. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I didn't understand is how you fix your mind to say that it was not racism that you dealt with. Because you said, you said to my definition, but my definition is your definition. Racism. So why would you say it's not? Why would you say whatever they did at the time that you know was racist? Why would you say that was not racist?
Because if I'm being honest,
okay.
I would tell people, I don't know what racism looks like today. I don't, because, hey man, for real, so I give this example and I say, so hey man, a white girl says that she doesn't date black dudes. Somebody would date her and look at her and somebody would call her racist. But I said, what do you call?
Somebody would call her racist. Somebody would call her racist. But you're right, she's not necessarily racist.
But would you call a black girl that doesn't date black dudes? Like, what would that be?
A black girl who says she doesn't like black guys.
What do you call it?
She's not a racist, but yeah, we don't have a word for that one,
So I was like, so what happens is, you have this very concentrated version of all these instances, you know what I'm saying? And the only thing that changes is the skin color. Like, somebody can do something over here and it doesn't have a name. Somebody can do something over here and now it has a name. So I was just like, the same reason that these people do it over here, why can't
the white girl do it?
Why can't these people do it over here? So I was like, so that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily know, and that's what I'm saying. That's where a lot of discussions go, is trying to find that root cause. Because I don't know what, if I'm being honest, I would never say like.
I understand what you're saying when you said that, but I'm looking at it like, what branch of the military was you in?
Air Force.
Okay, so I'm looking at it like, okay, so when y'all go out to like camps, different, what y'all call them? Like when y'all fly out from here, y'all go somewhere. Where do y'all go?
Talking about like if you deploy somewhere.
Yeah, or when y'all go to training, where do y'all go?
You just go like TDY, like a temporary duty station.
TUI. Okay, so
TUI,
like TUI. So I'm thinking like when y'all was at a TUI and it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 of y'all out there, and it's more whites than blacks for sure. Right, and you know that at some point you know you encountered something. I mean, unless you can honestly say that. Unless you can say, hey man, no, I didn't. If that's what I was looking for you to say. That's what I wanted to, a yes or no. Because if you was really gonna sit there and say, nah, man, shit, my ride was cool. I ain't had no racing. Then I was gonna say, okay. But you didn't say that. You didn't say nah. You didn't say nah. Shit, man, my whole ride was cool. Me and my white boy, we like bros. Everything was cool. You didn't say that. What you said was, well.
So if I use something and said, man, I was up for a promotion, right?
Yeah,
let's say
now
I didn't get one, but somebody from another race did.
Somebody from another race that was less qualified than you, that was not as good as you, and you know, the rest of the guys in your group know, and the person who promoted him know that you was more qualified for that position, but they chose him because, and they didn't choose you because. I'm saying, do you feel like that happened? Because you know if the person that got picked over you, you know if they was as good as you was, and if y'all was equal, hey, he got chose, he beat me. But if you know that you was better than that motherfucker, and everybody around you know you was better than that motherfucker, you know you got sniffed, you got cheated. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering, did you ever feel like you came across something? Because that in particular thing you said, I heard a lot about. I heard a lot of brothers say that they had that thing happen right there. They was supposed to be up for this and that and go up in this and rank and that and rank, and they were overlooked and looked over and made to stay at this rank. You know what I'm saying? When they were, goddamn it, when they should have been up here based on what they was doing out in the field.
So I feel like what happens, and this isn't me. This is not me running from. This is me. We're trying to figure this out. Let's figure this out. But we can't eliminate. This isn't like a non-truth though. This happens. Not everybody, man, that hires for the mission. You know what I'm saying? Where you look at yourself and you say, okay, I'm qualified for the success of this mission.
Right.
Not everybody. Some people, man, there's some people that they hire because, you know, hey man, they need somebody around that's gonna make them feel like a boss. Maybe you're not gonna do that. Maybe there's some people hired because they want to feel comfortable at work, so they want a companion. I learned at a job that I used to be at. We would go out to eat sometimes after work.
Okay, right.
And you know, of course,
yeah,
I was like I was like one of maybe like two of the like black people that would go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna tell you when I realized it.
What you realize?
Man, we were sitting there talking, everybody's and man, like, you know, Big Boss started talking about like Bloody Marys.
Okay, all right. And the drink,
Bloody Marys. So then everybody's going there like, oh, I got a Bloody Mary bar and this is that. And I'm thinking like,
yeah, you think
it's like
satanic shit. Yeah,
I don't drink.
Drinking blood.
I don't drink blood. Have you ever had one?
Nah, I'm like you. The name itself is a turn off to me.
I had one before, man. I didn't realize it was like tomato juice or something. Like I was like, nah. But man, they were like getting into it. They would start talking about recipes and all this stuff. And I realized, I was sitting there and I was like, yo, man, I can't participate in this conversation. Like, I'll never build any kind of rapport. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about Bloody Marys.
Because y'all talking about Bloody Marys, I'll be like, but if you had like that cognac.
Yeah, but if you had cognac.
And that's something, man, like, that's something a lot of times, you know, I'll be sitting there with a glass of cognac. It's like, yo, man, what's that? You know, it's
what's
like,
that? Yeah.
This is like, oh, this is Remy, or this is like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
This is what we drink. Yeah, yeah.
So you have this like culture clash kind of going on. And, you know, the reality of it is like, how many times when somebody's like a hiring manager is black,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you know, kind of expected to be like, if it's a black person up for a job and it's a white person up for a job, like
we expect him to hire the brother.
But that doesn't have a name though. In our culture, it doesn't have a name. But by definition, there's some bias there because you're using.
Because I'm picking him based on his race.
Yeah.
Not only though, I want him to be qualified. Now if he meets the qualifications.
But let's say they're both qualified. They're both qualified.
They both qualified. Then I'm choosing the brother. Yeah, I am because because they do it all the time. Because they do it all the time, and we had to take our shots when we can, because they do this for a living. And every now and again, we get to bring one of ours up. They do it all day, every day. They overchoose us and pay us low and bring in their nieces and nephews and friends and family all the time, and have us train them and put them above us all the time. They do it on a daily basis. So if we get the chance to do it every now and again, we got to take our little shot. Yeah, we got to do that. And he don't have to, But
he doesn't.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to abuse the brother. But I would like to ask him. I would like to put him on a podcast and ask him, what made you choose the white boy? Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
But then it goes back.
I just want to know. I want to know his answer. Why did he do that? He did that because he wanted to please the white man. Yeah, he wanted to please him. He wanted to please his bosses.
What if?
Yeah.
But what if, man, like him and this person, like they
had a rapport.
He
liked that one better.
They have a rapport just because.
Yeah. They both into the same thing. They both like Mustangs, muscle cars.
Which
shit.
just happens to be because what I'm saying.
And if he got a better rapport with the white dude,
But that's the reason
why. It makes sense.
So that's the only reason I say it's hard. It's hard to know in what situations. I don't feel personally. Okay. I don't feel like I ever encountered like where they was like, yo, no, this dude's skin color is this, and I'm gonna treat him like this.
That's good. Well, then that makes you the first. No, the first person that I've talked to in the military, you know what I'm saying, that said that they didn't encounter one. That they didn't encounter some racism. Usually when I ask brothers that question or sisters that question, they say, oh, hell yeah, it's all kind of, you know what I mean?
Man, it's all kind of biases.
But goddamn it, everybody ain't wrong. Fred, now. Somebody got racism.
It's all kind of biases, man.
I know, goddamn it, on every field that the black man get on, we're going to get some racism. I know that. So when you said, but if you had an experience where you didn't, that was a good thing. And I'm sure you're not the only person that would say that.
Yeah,
a lot of brothers ain't even. They don't give a fuck. They just overlooking all that. So they like, nah, I ain't experienced shit. God damn it, if I lost because it was my motherfucking problem. I went back, I worked hard, I got it, and I did it. You know what I mean? They ain't making no excuses. So
I was man, what was I gonna say? So I was stationed up north, and so Air Force isn't. I'll say in my field.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I put down everything. When I put my squadron picture up.
Yeah.
You could have put the picture up on the wall and sat back and be like, oh yeah, Fred's right there. Like,
yeah, there you go.
And this is when I was with the deployed unit, and you could see where I was just because, man, hey.
Everything around you was snowed in, baby. Everything around you was white. You was snowed in.
But let me tell you though.
Yeah.
Man, leadership wise, man, there's a lot of people. There's a lot.
Sir.
And that's the only reason I say like it's not a bad thing, and I don't think we don't always talk about the other side. Man, I learned a lot
from the white boys.
I learned a lot because, man, I mean, we were all cool. You had, there was a couple weird people,
You say
and there, but overall, yeah, I had people that looked out. I had people that looked out for me, man, and a lot of times there was a lot of people in leadership that looked out.
Yeah.
And I've learned like leadership styles. I've learned a lot from them.
From the white boys, right? No, I'm saying that's what you're saying, right? Because now I agree with you too, because the brother Farrakhan said, and he was the first one I heard say it, and I agree with him like I'm agreeing with you on that. Like Justin Bieber and them and Eminem, them, they still are black style. These white girls out here, they still are black girls, hairs and dances. They, you know what I'm saying? The white boy, they steal a lot of our style. You know what I'm saying? They sell us. They know they sell us our chicken. They steal all our shit. You know what I'm saying? And capitalize on it. So we have to steal from them sometimes too. So when you say that you learn a lot from them, I believe you. And because I learned a lot from them too in real estate. I learned a lot from them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because we got our skills and they got their skills. Like the Mexicans is over here doing their thing. Every ethnic group, you know what I'm saying, I think has they set of skills. So I'm into that. I'm into learn. Like you said, you learned a lot from them. I believe that.
But
because they have been trained probably the best. They probably got the best training from the best. They probably got training that they wouldn't have gave you.
Well, I mean, I think people learn because they learn in different environments, right?
Right.
So, I'm sorry. A lot of times, you know, what I'm saying, the environments that we grow up in, that's what raises us. You know, what
The
I'm saying?
soil is bad.
You
the
you can
soil.
only learn what you've been exposed to.
The soil's bad. You can't get no rose just to grow over here on this soil.
So I think one of the problems is when we start talking about like a world that's not diverse,
Right.
is we're taking a lot of different perspectives away from the table. You know what I'm saying? And we go down like we pick like one path and we go down, or we say like I did kind of like a little impromptu speech the other day, and man, I can't remember if I said that then or if it was in the practice run, but you know, I was talking about there's no way on this planet,
Right.
no way in this world that there's one person that has the answer.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No way,
and there's no way, and the reason is because, man, there's so many different, you don't even know.
There is no one right answer, is it? Except for maybe math.
Well, it just depends on what the problem that you're dealing with. So a lot of times, man, what we run into is we further perpetuate issues, because what we try to do is we try to like, kind of like when somebody works out.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, I'm gonna work on my arms. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like they try to spot, or I'm gonna work on like just my glutes, or you know,
Yeah.
and it's like there's really not. You really have to keep everything in proportion with each other. You kind of have to work, you know what I'm saying, everything
full
together,
body. Full body.
But when we talk about humanity, man, when we start like getting into these pockets, you know what I'm saying, that we work through, I feel like we further perpetuate the issue rather than like, oh man, how do we do this as human beings? How do we do it from that perspective?
As just human beings.
So I'm gonna tell you, man, like somebody I knew, we got terminated from the state, you know, wrongly terminated.
Okay.
Wrongly terminated. If anybody was to read the facts of the case, they would look at it and be like,
wrongly terminated.
I don't care. You could leave you know, skin color out and that, you know, all that out.
Yeah.
And if you read it, everybody would probably look at this and be like, yeah, there was some shady stuff going on here.
Wrongly terminated.
Right? So one of the things I was looking at, man, is I was like, man, you know, checking that out, and you know, but per the law, you know, it wasn't.
Per the law, we were not wrongly terminated.
Per the law, you were adequately, because they followed all the necessary steps. You know what I'm saying, to justify it not being.
Yeah, they made the law. They made it, and they made it so that they can do how they want to do. You know, it's made by the rich for the rich. You know, it's like, you know.
Well, I think that's the perception we're supposed to believe.
No, I say no.
Darnell, man, like the legal aspects is open to it's really kind of open to all of us. The problem is we have no education. We have no education.
We're miseducated, you know.
We have no education, man. Like, you know, hey man.
When you say we, who's we? First off, us as a people.
I
or you talking about the whole country?
I say like, I think lower class people don't know how to use.
Lower class, so we talking about brown and black for most part.
We're talking about, you know, probably by poverty level, or not poverty level, but by
poverty level.
By
So
class,
so when you
by income classes.
You know, we can separate it. We can call it poverty level. We can call it class. But you keep however we do it,
I don't
keeps
want
getting us to brown and black.
If we get into brown and black,
no, I'm saying we can keep it class, or we can keep it poverty level. I'm just saying, no matter what, it's still brown and black. Even if we don't call it brown and black, we can just say based on class. When you look at the what people are over there in that class.
Man, chill out. You don't think it's like poor white people?
No, there are. There are poor. But a poor white person wouldn't trade places with a poor black. A poor black would trade places with a poor white.
I don't know, man. I don't. I mean, this is the only thing I say. It's hard for me to sit there and globally say something like that without because like I said, if it can be done here, it can be done here. And I would hate for somebody to be sitting like somewhere, you know, like reading the news, and then they're like, those blacks, and then here I am. Now they're talking about me sitting here, sitting here with you. You know what I'm saying? Having a good wholesome conversation on a Friday night.
My amigo told me, you know, my amigos that work, you know, they from Mexico, they cross the water and come in here through Texas or however they do. And now I'm saying this is what they do, and this, you know what I mean? And they have no education. Like they quit school 8th, 9th grade. They have no education. They have they came over here illegally, so they don't have any like health benefits. They don't have any, you know, they don't have nothing. They just over here doing roofs and whatever they doing and shit. And they say that when they be among, my amigo said, he said even when they amongst themselves and they just be sitting around talking about how bad they have it here in America because they don't have no green card and they can't get on a plane and do this. They said even when they be talking about themselves, they say, yes, as Mexicans, yes, we do have it very bad. Yes, we have it bad, but they say, at least we're not black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, so yeah, we got it bad, man. And you know, it surprises me that you think do you think we don't have it bad? Let me ask that. Do you think that we don't have it bad? Do you think that we are not purposely kept as a underclass, purposely? Do you not think that there is somebody personally, the U.S. government, that purposely has their foot on the black people's neck? Do you not think that? Do you think that it's us it's all us?
I'll be honest. I don't. For me to sit here and be like, man, let me. I would. And when I say yes or no, if I say yes or no to something,
right,
I'm talking about putting my whole net worth
yes,
on the line.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm with that.
I'm talking about putting my whole net worth on the line.
I'm with that.
So what I'm telling you right now is for me to say yes or no to that question.
Right.
I don't have enough information to put my whole
shit,
man.
Because you were crazy, man.
No, but the reality is, does it happen? Yeah, no, it does.
Not does it happen. No, not does it happen, bro. Fred, you know the United States of America is a racist country. Do you agree with that or no? That's what I want. I'm talking about 100%. Do you 100%? It's either you on this line or you won't. Do you want? I mean, I can say with 1,000% with me, my soul, I can say yes. The United States of America is a racist country. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love it. I wouldn't rather live nowhere else, you know. But I like it. We can do our thing, you know. But they definitely racist over here now.
So that's when I go back and I'm like,
you don't have enough information.
Well, I gotta know what I gotta.
Because you're 40.
Well, I gotta understand.
You got enough information. You got 40 years. You got wisdom now.
40 years,
yeah, you got.
Oh man.
You got 40 years of wisdom to pull from now, buddy. You've got schools and jobs and cities and women. You've got so many different situations and scenarios to pull from.
I don't think race is like a primary driver. I think maybe it's a byproduct, but given the fact that we live in a capitalistic society where money rules.
Well, you can make money, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that.
What if you get a billion? Jay-Z. You think Jay-Z, he a billionaire. You think he don't deal with racism? You think because he got that money that he cool now? Or you think he still come up against him? Do you listen to Jay?
Yeah, Jay's my favorite. He's my.
Oh, okay. So you've heard him. So you've heard him from time to time say about how they still won't give you credit. They still won't give me leverage. Yeah. I lost all my little respect. How you heard him saying. You heard him saying the little shit he be dealing with and all that. You heard him.
I mean, but he still made it though. You know.
He made it. He ain't saying he didn't make it. But he's saying he's saying at this level I got $1 billion. I shouldn't be having to deal with no.
The one thing Jay-Z knows probably better than anybody is like his mindset. His mindset kind of changed a little bit, shifted a little bit. It's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about some of maybe the relationships that he had versus some of the ones he has now, you know what I'm saying, there's just kind of like a little education piece that probably happened.
Woo.
Now.
They took it from Dane to these other people, you say?
I don't know him well enough to.
Yeah, we don't know him.
I don't know him. I don't know the situation well enough,
Yeah,
but
we don't know.
over time, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
we saw the relationships were there.
We saw, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we
We saw the
deteriorate.
transition. We see kind of where it's at
We
now.
got a new team now. You know,
and
out with the old
and
and with the
grown
new.
exponentially. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's up. Everybody's up on the new team. The old team is down. The new team is up.
I don't know, man. Racism is a very. It's not an easy conversation because again, you have to understand what is it. So in a situation like I said, and I just want to talk about on that level, in a situation where you have a white girl that says she doesn't date black dudes,
guys.
there are people that will call that racist.
For sure.
Would you call that racist?
Initially, I would say, yeah, she's racist. But if I sat and talked to the white girl and she said, you know, she just says, hey, I like white boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like white boys. I don't like Mexicans. I don't like black. I like white boys. And I can't say she's racist. She just likes her own kind. You know, I prefer a sister. I'm not racist, but I prefer a sister.
That's when I started asking that question. That's where I went to it. I said, I've never talked to a white girl. I'll be honest with you.
Right. You on the verge?
No. I'll tell you, man. Like I'm, and maybe it's more drunk white girls. Like drunk white, they scare me.
Yeah.
They scare and
because you know.
It scared me just because, man, it's something that I've never, and I think that's just from my college days.
You know, you playing with a bomb. You know, you got this bomb in your hand. It's gonna explode.
The rules are different.
Yeah,
just because of the.
She might snap out of her drunkenness and be like, oh, what am I doing? Anything.
Well, it's just the cultures that we grow up in. You know what I'm saying? The backgrounds that we have. Sometimes the currency.
But you can recognize that, right? You can recognize that the rules are different. But you can't recognize racism. The rules being different that's racism within itself. That we have a different set of rules. That's racism.
If it was due to.
That's racism, Fred. That is.
It is.
Just because the rules should be the same.
But when I say the rules are different, I'm talking about the environments. The environments are different. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the desert has a different environment
than the rainforest.
Clearly than the rainforest.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Those are two different things. So you
sure.
try to merge where you try to bring a cactus to the rainforest, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. I don't know what it is in the rainforest.
A drunk white girl. It could get scary. That is scary. You know?
And it's scary. It's not because of the skin color.
No, not the skin. Just
what it is
you dealing
the
with
rules. Like I can handle like a drunk black chick because she's gonna act like. This is the ignorant.
Cameras ain't rolling.
This is the ignorant statement. Look, this is the ignorant statement. But I'm familiar enough. I feel like in that world that I know how to navigate.
You okay with
you know what I'm saying? Where I even if it's one of the things like, nah, I ain't gonna do that because I already know what she's gonna she's gonna play.
Because you know, Fred, if you dealing with if somebody pull up next to your car. And they say you and that black girl in there arguing, they just might look over and laugh. You hear me? If they see you and that white girl in there arguing, they might figure he in there raping her. They gonna cut you off in traffic, put the pistol on you, call the police. Boy, you in trouble. You know it. Like you said, the rules is different. You dealing with America's princess now.
This is where we go, man. I'll be like, never mind. I'm not gonna go down that road.
Well,
but
what is it?
I mean, no, I was gonna say, I'd be like, well, what are y'all in there arguing for anyway?
You on some bullshit, Fred. Come on, man.
But nah, man, dude, honest to God,
I can't believe it. I'm trying to figure out.
I don't have enough information to put. There's too many successful.
We can't go with that.
There's too many successful relationships that, you know what I'm saying, I've seen that, you know what I'm saying, are interracial. I'm going to tell you, man, like even on some of my business ventures, man, like some of the best people that I've worked with have not been black. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So all I'm saying is there are people in my life that
I met good white people.
It would almost be insulting for me to globally, and I'm just saying this because I kind of expect the same in return. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it would almost be like a slap in their face just for me to sit here and be like, white people, bye. Where I take this group.
Not white people, bye, but
I
to
take this
acknowledge
group and
racism.
I clump them
White
in.
people acknowledge racism. They know we got racism. I just don't understand how you don't acknowledge racism. That's interesting. We'll figure it out.
It's not that I don't acknowledge it. I feel like
Sure,
I'm just.
you don't acknowledge it.
So let me ask you this.
You haven't acknowledged
So what would you say then to the? We talked about the white girl says she doesn't date black dudes.
Right.
And then we said there's a handful of people that's gonna be like, that's racist. She's racist. Da, 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 da. So what would we say to them? If she said if she came and she said
I would say they need to.
I just don't. And let's say she made an honest comment. Let's say she was just like, I don't know. I've never found a black guy really attractive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's her thing.
Hey man, and there's people that would be like, some people call that man.
It is. I mean, some people would definitely call it that, but that ain't what it is. They would call it that, but that ain't what it is.
So what would we say to the people
that call it racist? We would say, you guys are ill-informed, you know. Yeah, you know, we would, you know, you know, you're not like you said. We're not that educated. You know, you have to be careful how you talk to them. You have to tell them your education level. You know, for you to understand her, why she don't blame black men. You would need to be able to take your elevator to the 5th floor mentally, and your mind only takes you to the 2nd floor, so you can't understand it. The only thing you can do is call that racist. You don't have enough knowledge to really talk to her and get her understanding. You just want to say, oh, that's racist, but that's
someone tell you, I like that. I like that answer, and I think this is where maybe I may differ a little bit, if that's the case.
Right.
I realized,
okay.
And with that being the case, I realized at some point in time that, I'm on the 3rd floor, man, but there may be, there's a possibility that there's more floors ahead of me. So that's the only reason why I say I don't necessarily, I don't have enough information. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the moment I do, man, I feel like I'm sitting on the top floor. I got the answer.
Well, I see that's just how your mind is working on that. But for you to be a black man, any black man, if we was to put 100 black men in here, all our same age, all 35 to 45, and we was to ask these black men, do you consider America to be a racist country or not? You may be the only black man that's on the fence about it. I think all the other, and so that's interesting to me, because I believe all the other 99, it's 100 of us in here, I believe 99 of them would say, yeah, of course it's a racist country, of course. And I'm not saying that I don't have opportunity and that I'm not a capitalist and I'm not an entrepreneur and this and that, but of course it's a racist country.
So when you say it's a racist country, what do you mean?
They treat blacks different than everybody else, Blacks is at the everybody's on the same page about the Negro being the worst and getting treated the least end. He gets the least end of everything. He gets the pork.
Let me ask you a question.
He gets the bad buses. He gets the bad schools. He gets the bad teachers. He gets the liquor stores at every corner. He gets the dope.
Hey, that's
he gets the prostitution.
That's what that one lady clicked off on.
yeah. I feel like her now. Now I see what the fuck was going on. Yeah,
so let me ask you this.
See, she picked up on some shit I didn't peep out because she on some bullshit. So that's now when you said that, that's what she clicked on because you had sister girl fucked up.
So let me say this. Okay.
You great.
The United States is a racist country. Now, is it more racist than it is gender bias?
See, that's where it gets tricky to me. Because when we go to the White House talking about races, they want to throw the gender in. We're not here to discuss the gender.
No, I mean, I'm gonna tell you because
those are two different things.
Well, because I feel like I don't feel like you can.
The women get treated worse. Yeah, they get treated worse.
So
underpaid, undereducated. I mean, underpaid.
So that's what I'm saying, right? You have this concept, right, where you talk about. Let's talk about religions, right? You have religion. And under religion, you have Christianity, Muslim, there's a Catholic, Buddhism. You have all these different.
7-day evangelists.
You have all these different, and then under those,
all these different gangs.
And then under those, you have, different denominations. You know what I'm saying? You got like under like Christianity, you got like Baptist, Pentecostal, Southern, but you got all these different.
So we got different gangs, and then within the gangs, we got sub gangs. We got, you know what I'm saying?
So what happens is, you know what I'm saying? What happens sometimes, like down here in the bottom, you have like somebody down here arguing a point, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't necessarily like trickle up well. You know what I'm saying? So like whatever is going on by these persons' beliefs in the environment that they've grown up in, you know what I'm saying? They go to church on Tuesdays.
In their environment, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
their
now
that's how it is in their hood.
Yeah. But it might not necessarily be the same as this person who's under that same umbrella, you know what I'm saying? But
we all black, but we different kinds of blacks.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I'm seeing what you're saying. And I'm okay with that because I'm okay with that. There are different blacks. There are Republican blacks, Democratic blacks, straight blacks, gay blacks.
But see, I stopped. That's too much for me.
What's too much?
That's too much for me to process to try to name. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like trying to be Adam in the Garden of Eden. I'm trying to name all the animals again. That's too much.
Ain't nobody. We ain't all the same. You know what I'm saying? But
so
we one people. We all black.
So I look at it and I say. So I just say it like this.
Right.
I guess you could say we're the same, but we're not the same. And by that, you know what I'm saying, it's possible, especially when we start getting down into like these like lower levels, there's a chance that maybe, you know what I'm saying, I have more in common with somebody over here than I do with somebody over here. So when I talk, man, like I'm just talking from a high level. Like, so when I talk about bias, I talk about taking bias completely out because you can't.
And when you're talking from a high level, you're talking above a lot of the blacks, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Because they elevator is not on the 4th floor. A lot of them are on the 2nd floor. That's where they shit stops. So unfortunately, because the system did them like that. Now you were one of the talented 10th that were able to use your mind. You maybe had a support system. You had faith. You had the belief in yourself, and you may have done and doing well for yourself. But the rest of your people, though, is still over there, you know. So I understand that. And being a successful black or even an educated black in this country puts you in an awkward space. You know what I'm saying? Because you find yourself, you do want, you want to drink, clean water now, out the bottle now, you're like, all of a sudden you don't want pork when the rest of your family is loving that. But now that you've learned something different, you know what I'm saying? I don't like pork no more. So now your family looking at you, what you mean, nigga? We came up on, you know what I'm saying? So it puts you in an awkward space when you start to, they say, I read a book, The Miseducation of the Negro, when you start to, the more educated the black man gets, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, the more, farther away from our people we go, because that's where the masses of us are in the bottom, but a few of us do get lucky. We learn. You get around some like you said, some real leadership, like you came across over there. You got around some top dog leadership, nigga, and shit, you ain't turned back. So, a lot of your people, they left behind. You know what I'm saying?
But let me tell you something though. Let me throw this out there though.
Yes, sir.
I did come across a lot of good leadership in the military.
Sir. Yes, sir. That changed your life though.
It wasn't life changing necessarily. It was kind of more or less more confirmation, I guess, maybe kind of the way my dad raised me, right? So there's things that my dad did and talked about that I'm seeing applied
over there
in the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like I'm seeing the real world application. Like over here, you're telling me about like the crossover and the skyhook, and then you know what I'm saying, when I go out here and play the game, like I'm seeing people do it.
You see him actually do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I think there was just that confirmation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That confirmation that was there.
Your daddy probably was talking to you on a high level. You know what I mean? He was vibrating on a high
Man,
end.
let me tell you, man. Let me tell you about. I was recently, man. I've been going through like a whole revamp, like almost like I don't know how to upstairs. It's like, all right, man, we got to clean some of this stuff out. Because in
The
reality,
divorce triggered this, maybe. Not only the divorce, but you going through a life changing. You know what I mean? This is life changing. The families, everything is. You know what I mean? How long y'all been going through the divorce thing? A year? When did it happen?
This will be year 2.
So your last 2 years, you know what I'm saying? You've been going through this nigga. You know what I mean? It's a whole new motherfucking ball game. You know what I'm saying? No, for real. Based on what it's been.
It's a
Yeah.
risk.
And all that shit you done learn, all that shit's coming into play now.
But you know what it is, man. You realize that for me, kind of what were we talking about earlier when we were talking about relationships and we were talking about
You know, we be talking about a lot of shit. Ain't no
yeah, we were talking about you, and I was like, man, we use cars. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, you usually do an inspection of the car before you buy. You usually inspect.
You decided to say,
you know
I'm taking it as
and
is.
when you hit somebody with the I do's,
Yes,
you're basically saying, I'll take it as is.
I just checked it out.
I've checked it out
It's
to the capacity that
This works for me.
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, I'm gonna take this one. This the one I'm going with, babe.
So you go through that. So I think post that, I think you're going back and I'm now reviewing the tape. Like now I'm looking at I'm going back like
film.
I'm going back this. I'm looking at game film like yeah, see right there.
Yeah.
I should have broke left. You know what I'm saying? Like so
for
now
sure.
that's what I'm doing. So a lot of times, and I think a lot of times the reason why that doesn't work, man, is because a lot of people when they, for one, I was having a conversation the other day. For one, I don't think people look at failed relationships as failures. You know what I'm saying? People, cause we always
shouldn't, maybe we shouldn't.
I think we should. Because if you don't see it as a failure, then you're never going to like make the necessary adjustments to like fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody comes in and you ask somebody to check something in your house, and they was like, and you was like, hey, did you go in there and check the AC? And you go in and check the carpets and everything? And they said, oh, it's good. Wow. There's no reason for you to go in and check to fix anything, right? But if they come back with a report and say, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like the air conditioner's running, it's like it's not running, it's not like it's running, but it's not pumping out cold air. You know what I'm saying?
But wow.
It's not working. So now you have something to fix. So what I'm saying is when we identify things that didn't go right.
Right.
And what we do is we look at failure as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? We like, I messed up. Sometimes, you know, the reality of it is you did. But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
that's the journey of life.
That's
you know
life.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, we mess up
sometimes.
sometimes.
So like with me, I think the biggest thing is I go back, I review the tape, and I look and I say, man, these are the things that I probably should have changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Over time. And now I'm trying to fix those things internally.
Yeah.
But my life has changed and I'm not still dating, you know, like I'm not on Facebook posting about like, man, all women are because all I'm doing is
you didn't go down that bad tunnel.
I keep doing
You're not
the
a
same
woman hater
thing
now.
over. I'm keep doing the same thing over and over. You know what I'm saying? And what it is like I keep trying. You know what I'm saying? Like I find it like, man, I keep chasing after like these baddies. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not working out. Like, well, hey man, when do you look up and say, Fred, come on? Maybe you need to change your scope. Maybe you need to reevaluate, man, like what it is that you actually want.
Wow.
And I think sometimes, man, again, cultural influence. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely cultural influence. We
influence,
are definitely
man.
influenced by what we're seeing and what we're hearing.
So that's
So
you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, man. Like right now, and I hate, man, I don't even like. I hate like pointing the finger because it's really not even their fault. But you know, like the like the emergence of like the sexy reds and all those.
God bless our sister. You know, because, you know, I was talking to a cousin and, you know, I don't know what's going on, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's our sister, so, you know, I guess to me and you, she would be like a little sis because she like 21, 22. So that would be our little sis. So we always want to talk to her respectfully, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, protect her and we let her know we love her and all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, something's going on in the game with the women to where, you know, like when we was coming up, you know, the strippers and the whores, you know what I'm saying, we fucked with them, but, you know, we went and fucked with them on the low, you know what I'm saying? We ain't let everybody know. But now all of a sudden, them girls are like the main thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's not reality. We don't, those are not, we need to have a conversation with the women and let them know that, you know, we don't like that kind of girl as our main thing. You know, we kind of fuck with that little shit on the back, you know what I mean? Those are like prostitutes type shit.
So now we're back to like byproducts. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is kind of when we're talking about like, is the world racist? And there's people that feel like, yeah, man,
that
pumping,
is racist though.
They're pumping money into that. And I'll tell you this.
They pumping. They, white folks.
So let me say this. So kind of like the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Somebody would ask and they say, man, why is the WNBA not as successful as the NBA?
It's women.
Because
for one thing,
nobody's putting money into the WNBA right now because, man,
that is, you know,
let me tell you, and I'll be honest with you. I wanted to go to a WNBA game because I wanted to sit on the floor.
Yeah.
Man, you can get courtside seats for cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Player, okay. I ain't think about that.
You know what I'm saying? You can get them way cheaper than you can.
Way cheaper than see LeBron. LeBron gonna cost you the house.
But you know what I'm saying? But that's just because, man, like,
they undervalue.
But they're not necessarily undervalued, but the people aren't supporting it. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to a WNBA game and the downtown's rocking. You know what I'm saying? I think Bill Burr did like something. He was like, "Yo, name me five chicks in the WNBA."
We couldn't. You know?
And it would be hard to do. So you got to think.
We're a sexist country, as much as a racist.
We have a lot of
bad.
We have a lot of biases, man, dude. I mean, we have a lot of biases. You know what I'm saying?
We do.
And
we do.
You know,
we do.
I don't know. I don't know.
We do. We have a lot of biases. We do. We don't like a lot of shit in America.
But the only ones that's bad is what? Like race, religion, gender, sexuality. It's the ones that have been legally defined are the only ones that's quote unquote.
Those are the ones that's raising the most hell. You know what I'm saying? That race thing, they got to keep that up there. You know, they got to keep that.
Do you think race relations can be fixed? Let me
no. The country was founded on race relations. You know, it's not to be fixed. You know.
You don't think it can be fixed? I think it can be fixed.
No.
I think it can be fixed. It would, and I don't even think you need a lot of these programs. Like, you know, they have a lot of these programs that we have, but I think that they go about it the wrong way. Hey, man.
A lot of programs like what?
Well, you know, a lot of these, you know, people have, you know, initiatives and, you know, these nonprofits and these organizations that exist. And here's the only thing about an organization. So this is, I label this under the concept of a project. A project generally has a beginning and an end.
Yes, sir.
I don't want social issues to be a forever thing. Like, I don't want to make a living doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when you think about some of these organizations,
right?
Hey, man, some of these organizations that are built,
Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, NAACP. I mean, yeah, they get their money, man. I'm saying because racism is like the NFL.
It's big money.
It's big business. You know what I mean?
It's big money.
Politics, Democrats against the Republicans. These are the biggest games in the world, baby. You know, so everybody's tuning in. You know.
Hey, man, like
when you get to talking about the president, when you get to talking about Republican against Democrat, you talking about, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest game in the world, baby. Yeah. Everybody getting riled up.
But even they flip. You know what I'm saying? Like even their agendas have like flipped.
Yeah, they gain.
I don't know, man. I'm not big on titles and labels.
Titles and labels.
Not big on them, man. Like I said, and the reason why I say is Republican, Democrat, because I feel like, man,
And independent.
when you label yourself as Republican or you label yourself as Democrat, I feel like you're kind of boxed into the things that you like, you can and can't be for. You know, like it's like straight ticket.
For sure. They want you to choose a side and roll with your side.
Yeah.
That's why I'm an independent. Yeah, and I don't believe in the justice. I don't believe in the system at all. You know what I'm saying? As far as like it's voting and you know what I'm saying. Anything, any game the government hand is in, you know, I know the game is fixed, so I'm not even going to waste my time pulling a ticket. The game is fixed. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be over there playing with them. I got to get my kids on the bus, man. I just don't have time to be over there playing with them when I know that they got the fix in. You know, they
You think it's fixed for real? You believe that? No, like if I said like, I mean, put your net worth, put all your houses on the line.
My houses, my car, my little shoes, everything. I would put everything.
You put on the line.
That the country is racist and that the game is fixed. Not only the political game. Every game, the soccer game, the football game, all games.
Do you think it's more?
It's capitalist. You got money at stake, baby. You got $1 billion, I got $1 billion. If you got $1 billion and I got $1 billion, we gonna fix some shit. We gonna fix this shit.
But at that point in time, but that's what I'm gonna tell you. Like
we gonna fix it.
I'm gonna tell you like.
You ain't gonna fix it with me.
I'll be like, yo, Darnell, but I'm worth 1.3 billion, man. Where you at? Where you at?
Me and you worth 1.3 apiece, man.
And then I'll be like,
and we can fix this soccer game. We can fix this championship game to go in our favor, man. We can put some commercials out and get the people going.
And I don't deny that probably goes on.
It's got to.
So this is the one thing we have to do though. Especially down at the bottom, especially like, I don't want to say the bottom levels, but you know what I'm saying, people that's not classified that's doing those classes.
Yeah.
We gotta stop feeling like, man, like money, there's a correlation between money and intelligence.
We have to be educated, man. They don't educate us on them kind of conversations.
But we can do that.
We can
you
can sit here and have this conversation.
So like me, that's one of the things I want to start, man. Like I want to start like it's a kind of like educating, like local government, man. Like people don't even know people don't even know who their state rep is. You know what I'm saying?
Could care less. Don't know who the judge is. Don't know who the DA is. And that's the stuff that matters.
These are the stuff that matters in the communities that we live in.
Not so much the president, but the
So what happens in our communities?
We were miseducated.
So we know that.
Why it only happened in our communities?
But here's the thing.
Racism.
But we know that. Let's say we know that. Let's say we know that today.
Okay, we know that. All right.
Or the ones that of us that know it today.
Yeah, we know it today. Yeah.
So what are we doing tomorrow?
We can try to educate. We can, you know what I'm saying? That's what we should do. Each one should teach one.
So let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
So we make it, you know what I'm saying, I jump up and let's say I come out and I say, hey guys, we're gonna start at the bottom. And we're gonna start like talking about the levels of government, local government. Like introducing you know what I'm saying, like who they are and what they represent, like what their role is.
For sure.
Do you think I would get 100%? Do you think 100% of the people
was to get behind you?
No. Would participate?
They don't even understand what you're saying. They don't even understand what you're saying. They don't even understand. You talking about 3rd, 4th grade education? They can't even. They've been undereducated. You know what I mean? They've been. They know more about Sexy Red and Cardi B. No, I'm saying no. On a real level, when you start talking about they're not. No, they're not going to show up and support you because they can't even get on that level. You on the 4th floor on the elevator again. They down here on floor 2, man. They not. They can't even. They've been miseducated. They've been undereducated. The racism in the game has kept them. They can't even speak that language you talking, man. They trying to figure out.
So if I'm on the 4th floor,
yeah,
and this is like metaphorically speaking, I guess. If I'm on the 4th floor,
you got to come down to the 2nd and meet them.
And not even that.
They can't come up.
But if I'm on the 4th floor, before I even start banging on the 5th floor ceiling, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like I said, man, we've seen that. We see that, and the whole sexy red thing, man. Like that's a whole
Not only Sexy Red, all the female entertainers, you know,
It's a-
95% of them, you know.
that's a
I
whole.
was talking to my cousin, like, I was telling her about this masculine female shit, you know. And we was talking, and I was telling her, you know, back in the days when we was coming up, our mothers and them they could go and listen to some Whitney Houston, some Patti LaBelle. And they could go listen to some gangster shit too if they wanted to hear Queen Latifah or one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go and get
Yeah.
off into some Lil' Kim and shit if they wanted to, but they also had some feminine shit
They
they
had
can
some
go.
balance.
They had some Lauryn Hill or something. They can go put that Mary J. Blige on and get in the tub and get the bubble baths in the candle. These girls today, bro, all they got is Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just the game they coming up under is bad game. So, you know, what the fuck?
So, and I hate having. I have this discussion a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get into it. And the thing that I hate about it is it always makes it seem like you're attacking an industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm attacking the Sexy Reds or Nicki Minaj.
No. They do. Nah, we talking about the heads. We talking about the bosses, the ones who put the money behind it. Cause the same of somebody had to put 10 million up for Sexy. For me and you to know Sexy Red name, somebody had to put a lot of money behind her. They could have put that same money behind the feminine girl, but they chose not to. They only giving our girls a certain thing.
Because
they community wouldn't stand for it. The Arabs, the whites,
and here we are.
They
you're
wouldn't
right.
stand.
You're right.
You're
But
not
I
gonna
think-
put
but-
that. You're not gonna pump that. You're not gonna take Sexy Red, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. You're not gonna take none of them, turn them white, and pump that on the young white girl, 7 years old to 17. You're not gonna do that. You got them fucked up. You got the white community fucked up. They gonna put that bitch out of business.
So here we are.
She's getting put out of business. She better come like Taylor Swift or somebody. You feel me? That's only allowed in our business.
Start over.
Yeah, start
over.
No, not start over. Get the fuck out. You getting out. You and your whole team is out. Yeah, they put the whole team out.
So
That's
now
only allowed in our community.
But so we're talking about cultural standards then.
We talking about racism.
We're
We talking about racism. I'm on racism.
But for real though, at
That's
what point in time?
racist.
But at what point in time do we look up and we say, "Hey man, we won't accept that. We're not accepting that." Because you gotta understand. Let me tell you this, man. People with money don't gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm talking about like wealthy people don't gamble. It may seem like they do when they throw 10,000 here or there, but
they
you gotta
just
think
play.
10,000 to us is like 10,000 to them is like $1.
They just
or two.
entertainment to them. They
Yeah,
not
that's
gambling.
like
They
a
having fun.
dollar or two.
It's a night on the town.
So
for them.
don't pay attention to the amount. Pay attention, you know what I'm saying? We talk about the
For sure.
the rate,
For sure.
the correlation between the two. So, but one thing they don't do,
Yeah,
they don't gamble.
they don't gamble.
They invest.
For sure.
So before they
For
put their
sure.
money behind things, they look and they're like, hey man, I'm at least getting a return on this because there's a demand for it. So right now, so that was why I think a lot of people thought, and it's nothing against her, like
Okay.
when Glorilla came out.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember when Glorilla came out and then they showed her getting on the plane with dang, what is dude's name, man? Who's the dude with like Angela Simmons?
Bow Wow?
Nah,
Yo Gotti?
Yo Gotti.
Okay,
Gotti.
yeah.
Gotti signed her.
Yeah.
And then he brought her on the plane, you know what I'm saying, had her sign the contract on the plane, gave her like
Okay.
a stack of money, had
Yeah.
her and her girls in the
Yeah,
background,
you know, had to make it look like that shit, you know.
created a blueprint.
Yeah, had to make it
Now,
look like something.
and the reason why that like messed me up is because I mean now we look up and now we got Sexy Red. So so think, man, Sexy Red is here today.
It's horrible.
Somebody's using that as a blueprint, and something's coming tomorrow because
They got a lot of little Sexy Reds running around right now.
yeah, and all it takes
So
is
what's that does for us as a community? You know, what
But
the
as a
fuck can we
community,
do with that?
but as a community, man, we don't shut it down. We be like, man, I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging
if
that.
all they fed us is pork, you know, we don't. That's our diet. Like,
But
like
like,
that's our diet.
but like I like so I
a
like
hungry person gonna eat whatever you feed. They starving, man. They you know.
You're right.
They starving,
You're right.
bro.
You're
They
right.
fucked up, bro.
You're right.
And that's racism. That's racist. They got us starving, man. For real. They got us starving, man.
So
You gotta starve it.
It's hard. It's hard because I think, man, one of the things about a capitalistic society that we have
Yes, sir.
is the thing about a capitalistic society. There's winners and losers. That's the reality. Like,
Definitely.
you know, in a game of Monopoly,
there are winners and losers.
In a game of Monopoly,
Yes, sir.
There's no way everybody can be the winner.
Sir. And it's crazy you said that because I was thinking to myself in the car earlier, I was talking this shit about myself, and I said, you know, the game is on, and in every game, black folks are the losers, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody understands. Everybody, the Arabs understand it. They can come and sell us the worst candy and the bad food and the bad chicken, and they can come in our communities and sell us. Everybody understands that. You know what I'm saying? We are the losers. There's no field that we're allowed to win on.
But Darnell, what you don't understand is, like, what people don't understand is,
right?
You have all the power as a consumer. You have all the power as a consumer.
For sure, we could definitely stop spending.
You have all the power as a consumer.
All we gotta do is stop spending for 10, 20 days.
So I don't know if you know here, they just opened a new like
store?
Grocery store, and it was like, hey man, you see a new grocery store? Like, it's like black owned.
Yeah.
And I think it's out east.
Yes, sir. I seen it.
And I was like,
yeah, I seen it.
So they was like, man, you excited about it? I said, I don't know, cause I guess they call it what, a food desert over there. Like,
yes, sir.
A lot of,
no.
But I said, man, it sucks because the reality is this.
Right.
Whoever goes in there,
mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and has a store like that, they're gonna have a lot of like loss prevention. They're gonna have a lot of it.
For sure. For sure.
So the question is, like, how do we fix? And I'm not talking about getting more security. I'm not talking about putting like barcodes on like the.
How do we stop?
You
said how do we stop our people from stealing from our people?
Because, and I'm gonna tell you, man, one of the things I just saw Carmel got voted like one of the best small city to live in.
I live there, and I'm in disagreement.
So let me talk about from the standpoint though. They're talking about from the standpoint of community and businesses and things like that. Now, safety and things like that may mean a lot different things for you, but I think what they were talking about is like the economy and stuff like that. One of the things that I'll tell you, one of the things that I noticed is they're very, very big on taking care of smaller businesses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, if you ever seen those like them town hall meetings when like Walmart try to roll up in there, they're like, no, we don't want da 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 da. And you know, we talk about it's a safety thing, but it's like, nah, man, that's gonna kill a lot of the small businesses in that community. You know,
they're not gonna have no bullshit going on, and they do their thing. You know, I say this when I think about Cuomo. You know, for a white person, you know, Cuomo like Disneyland, baby.
What?
Yeah, for a white person, Cuomo like Disneyland because you can go up there and you can do your thing, you know, and every, you know, the whole town is for you. You know, as a white person, the whole town is for you. The schools is for you. The people's for you. The mayor's for you. You start a small business. The senator, everybody's protecting. You know what I mean? It's a great white, baby. But for us, you know, because I call myself trying to get some success and put my kids in. You know, like you said, they voted the #1, so I said, shit, I'm doing my thing. I want to put my kids in the goddamn #1 school district. Then shit, they #1. Well, that's where I want to send mine. You know, but when I put them off in there, I'm not so excited about, you know, when my daughter or my son is the only 1 or 2 in the fucking class, or maybe it's only 3 of them in the whole 4th or 5th grade. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so I mean, you know, the education. I mean, I guess, you know. I do like the education. I'm in love with the education. They make sure the kids can read and spell and all that shit, which is good.
You just don't feel like they're getting what, the culture?
Not so much the culture, but I guess we call it culture. But I mean, you know, they definitely missing something. When when you said when you was in the military and you look on the wall, you the only one. You know, it's a little different when you in there by yourself. You know, it's just a little different. You know what I'm saying?
But different isn't always bad.
Yeah, you ain't always good either. Yeah, everybody else get to vibe and chill with their tribe. I want to be able to vibe and chill with mine as well. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to have
But
our, you know.
but the tribe is based solely off what, like skin color.
I guess if we saying, okay, all these kids are in a STEM and, you know, they're all different colors, they're a tribe. So their tribe is not based off skin color. We got everybody in there, whites, Mexicans, black. But, you know, when we talking about nature and we talking about, you know, the core of us as a people, you know, unfortunately, yeah, you know, it gets down to a tribal thing. You know, we don't speak on that, but it goes down to that. You know what I'm saying? It goes down to
So let me ask
white,
you
a lot, more white people like to chill with white people, more black people like to chill with black. Now we do mix and mingle, but we you know what I mean, we mix and mingle, but we have our nature as well. You know what I'm saying? We have home, we have home, we have home, we have home.
So generally, there's like different levels of development. Like when you start like a new business,
Yes,
or
sir.
something,
Yes,
there's,
sir. Yes, sir.
you have like, for instance, there's matter of fact, there's coaches in sports that are very good. They're very good at building a team.
Okay.
But like once they get the team built, they can't develop it enough to turn to a championship team, right?
Yeah, but they can put it together. Okay.
But then there's a whole other coach that can come in and they're not good at developing it. They're not good at like recruiting a team, but they
Okay.
can develop a team.
Okay.
And then there may be coaches that they can't develop a team or recruit well, but they can take a championship caliber team
Yeah.
all the way.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? So you
Yes,
have all
sir.
these different elements, man.
Right.
And when we start talking about just world development and all, I feel like we have there's all these different stages. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. I'm telling you, like, man, I got my grandma's like old Black history books.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like the OG stuff with the old pictures.
Your
you know what I'm
grandma-
saying? Where you
She
see
still
like
she still alive?
Nah.
Okay.
It was one of the things it was just
Yeah,
one of the
Sorry
few
to
things
hear
I
that.
kept,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
That's cool. And, you know, you look at it, you're like, yo, man, like, yo, what? You know, there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff when let me tell you, man, I'm with you 100%.